Good morning, and thank you for joining the Compass Ecosystem Podcast. My name is Carolyn Gorst. I am the Director of Development here at Compass Affordable Housing. I am so excited to be joined by my co-host who keeps me on track every week, Lydia Aranda. Hi, Lydia.
Hi, Carolyn. Nice to be here again. I love when we get to do these podcasts.
They're really becoming my favorite part of the week. So today's podcast is brought to us by our major sponsor, Tucson Electric Power. And we appreciate Tucson Electric Power and their work that they're doing to build a brighter tomorrow for all of us in Southern Arizona and throughout the state. Our ecosystem podcast is all about engaging and connecting the Southern Arizona community in a dialogue about our human development ecosystem. And Lydia, today we have a really exciting guest
Oh,
with us.
yes.
And I know, Lydia, you've had the chance to talk with her before. Today, our guest is Susan Pisano of The Expert Accountant. Hi, Susan.
Hey, Carolyn. Hi, Lydia. Thank you both for having me.
Well,
So
we are
excited to have you here.
I
Thank you.
I echo that sentiment. We are so excited to shine a light on the work that you and the expert accountant are doing right here in Southern Arizona. So to get us started, tell us a little bit more about the expert accountant, the issues that you guys, the services you offer, the issues you're addressing, your audience. Tell us what you do.
All the things.
All things.
Yeah. Well, we are an accounting and advisory firm. We try to help owners gain financial clarity, improve profitability, and build sustainable businesses. After more than 35 years in the industry, I know firsthand that financial confusion, it can be one of the biggest reasons businesses struggle. So our mission is to change that. And how do we change that? We change that by giving them the tools that they need to understand the numbers. I do not want to supply people with monthly reports that they go, oh, yeah, I got my monthly report, and off it goes into a box. We want them to understand forecasting, payroll, finances. The numbers are only as good if you use them and learn how to use them. So we educate. I do a lot of work educating business owners, and even on the side, I've been doing a lot of work on giving people information about trusts. I had someone pass away a few years ago, and it was a nightmare. So I really just, again, it goes back to education, right? So people can only do something if they know something. We don't want anybody to have tax surprises or lack of financial systems. Sometimes entrepreneurs and business owners, they know their business really, really well. They just don't know what to do with it. They would rather be out there in the field or at a desk doing what they do and leave the rest to us, which is great. That's why I have a job. But I would not feel comfortable doing a job that I do unless I see a change on their side as well.
That I love the fact that you are in not of just supplying a service in the accounting world, but the education piece. Because I am the first one to say, I am not an accountant and bookkeeping scares me.
Sure.
So having that partner, because it sounds that's like what you're really doing. You're
We are.
creating partnerships.
Yes. And we serve so many different levels of people. You know, we serve small business owners. We serve middle-sized businesses. I've got great stories of people that are startup all the way out to selling their business. I've got one client the last 17 years, 18 years. They started out with crying for 10 minutes on a phone call. All I did was listen to them cry for like 10 minutes. They are a multi-million-dollar business right now, 17 years later, money in the bank. Everybody, nothing is off the books, everything's on. They have a union that they belong to, so they're getting great jobs and they're just so profitable and happy. those are the things that make me happy.
Oh my goodness. I think that's an amazing story. And you've just set it up so perfectly for our audience. We're going to take a quick break and hear from our major sponsor, Tucson Electric Power.
It's important that Tucson Electric Power partner with agencies like Compass Affordable Housing to ensure the members of our community have access to the resources that they need. We understand that we're operating in an affordability crisis, and this is not something that can be solved alone. Together, we can achieve so much more.
And now we want to thank our segment sponsor for this next segment, Pima County Short-Term Crisis Emergency Resources Grant. Susan, I am just thinking about everything that you shared in your approach and in the expert accountant business. It sounds like not only are you and your team experts, but you help make your clients feel better, more informed. You build the trust, and you help build some processes, is also what I'm hearing, that are tailored to whatever their needs are. And I love that story you just told, that, and I'm sure it's happened more than once, where somebody calls and as they start explaining perhaps what their need is, it just all hits at once, and there go the tears or the frustration or whatever emotion might be there. And I think we've all been there. Money can be very scary, bring out a lot of anxiety, but it sounds like you're just used to that, and you let it happen. Maybe if you can pass a tissue through the phone or let them know that it's just okay and that that's what you're here to help with. So that was just so amazing. What I'm wondering if you can speak to further is, so given that you and your team are able to help such a widespread, many different types of businesses, you've talked about sole proprietors, small business, nonprofits and such. What do you think are some specific community issues that you are addressing when you're providing these kind of services to either private or public sector or nonprofit sector organizations?
Well, I think, to me, again, it all goes back to education, but also support. We have a lot of nonprofits in our client list, and I encourage our employees, and even my husband and we jump out at any given moment to help our nonprofits. Some of them we've helped serve food. We've helped clean up and by doing landscaping or whatever it is that they're needing. I think even with Compass, I have donated a lot of toothbrushes or some spoons or whatever it is that's needed. I like taking a giant box at the office and putting it in the buildings for anything anybody can possibly drum up and put in that box. We can make good use of that. So I think that although we're an accounting firm and an advisory firm and we're in the businesses every day, I think it really speaks to our ethics. And my team just is amazing. I would be nothing without my team. And I can tell you that they are the first ones there when I ask for volunteers for any of our nonprofits, or even any one of our for-profit companies that we help. We make sure that we get the word out. If we see anybody on Facebook needing a plumber, I am right there to support our plumbers or our HVAC people or hair salons. We get our hair done at the hair salons that we service. So I think that the reciprocal piece of that is important. It makes our clients and even people anywhere in Southern Arizona know that we're not just here to we're here for the long haul. We want to make relationships. We want to build relationships and really work on the trust piece of our business, because at the end of the day, I don't think we're selling accounting. We're selling trust.
I would absolutely agree. And it sounds like you are approaching it, first of all, with your team. Sounds like you selected people who have the same ethos and the same compassion that you have. So your business is walking the talk, so to speak, yes. And that you are welcoming community into your office as well as serving back out. And that just speaks volumes for that trust building, because people realize that you are invested in their success, perhaps, and that allows you to provide the services that you do. You said a couple of things that I think I'd love for you to do a little deeper dive on, in the sense of, so we talked about straightforward, accounting services, bookkeeping services, financial and fiduciary documents, I'm going to guess, and processes. But you also talked about teaching. Could we go a little bit more into that?
Sure.
Do you find, or have you created curricula, perhaps, or sessions that maybe organizations can go off on a board retreat, and maybe you come and either facilitate that, or maybe you design a training for leaders, or any of those kinds of things that might be sort of ancillary products to your daily bookkeeping and accounting services?
Yeah, and that's a great question, Lydia, because actually I didn't touch on that, but the Assistants League of Tucson hired me to train their board of directors on how to read a financial statement. They felt that it was super important that they understand how, and they use QuickBooks Online as their accounting provider. And I not only helped them how to understand QuickBooks Online, but how to read a financial statement. And that turned their board around tremendously. The board now understood what they were voting on, why they were looking at it the way that they were looking at it, and how the treasurer wanted to view it. It just made more sense to them. I came out with a definitions log for them so they can understand. I do QuickBooks training. I do financial literacy classes. And as you may remember, Lydia, from Rainmakers, I did a workshop called She Means Business. So I took women business owners on a retreat just to learn more about things that are available to women-only businesses, whether it's nonprofit or for-profit, didn't matter where I just met them where they were at. We went on this retreat. It was so much fun. Oh my goodness, what a great place, a venue, what a great group of people. And we learned so much together. Even I learned a lot just from them, their questions. And I thought, wow, the next time I do this, I'm going to incorporate some of the things that they are asking about, strategic planning, advisory, education, all of those things kind of tied into one. We even did a segment on marketing. Whatever businesses really don't think an accounting firm would be all about, but we are, because we are advising business owners. Business owners are wearing every one of those hats. So absolutely. I feel we would be remiss if we didn't address every one of those things.
It's so great that you're able to, as you said, the learning is always continuing, even for yourself and other experts, because times change. Maybe some of the specifics also change, and the core stays the same, but what changes is what's happening around us. Mm-hmm. And people are always going to have just a little bit nuance of a question or a reason why it matters now. I would just say 2026 alone, with economic challenges, make everybody look at everything differently than perhaps they did a year or two ago.
You're so right. I have a specific class just on cash flow, break-even points, things that they don't really think. They think they know it, but when we get down to the numbers, they have aha moments, and they said, oh my gosh, I wasn't including this, or this, or I didn't look at it that way. Now I need to make some changes in my business. And hopefully all of those things we learn in the classes, they can take home. I have binders of all the information so that they can take it home and they can feel confident that they got the right guidance, systems, and support from us.
Love it. Carolyn, I think there's just so much there. I'm sure you have more questions.
Actually, you already answered our next question. And so we're going to take a quick break here and hear from our segment sponsor from Tucson Osteopathic Medical Foundation as we head into our third segment.
Annually, we give to local organizations who are running programs and making great strides in what we call the social determinants of health. It's incredible the work that they're doing, and we're just really proud to be a part of it.
And as we go into our final segment of the show, we want to again thank our major sponsor, Tucson Electric Power. Susan, so that middle segment, we really covered a lot, and I'm just really inspired. I'm actually very enthusiastic. You might see I'm perked up here because finances can be very daunting of a topic, and I'm sure people can get overwhelmed. I know I do all the time, and there are always new forms, new apps, and all these things. But as you spoke about how you are available to meet your clients where they are and the community where it is, and being part of this bigger ecosystem, sounds to me like there's just wide range for mutual conversation and mutual requests, two-way conversation and requests going on. So with that, if folks in Southern Arizona, or I dare say anywhere else in our state or in our country,
Right.
because I do know that you are all over the country with your services, how would you recommend that folks start to seek you out? There's some straightforward contact information, I'm sure, but do you have any upcoming events, recognitions, places where people might find you?
Absolutely. Well, the obvious one is on my website, right? www.theexpertaccountant.com. That would be the obvious place. And then more recently, I have been named a finalist at the Better Business Bureau Torch Awards for Ethics.
Fabulous.
So something I'm pretty proud of, being a finalist. I know that people say being nominated is just an award in itself, and I couldn't agree more. The fact that someone thought enough of me and my team to nominate us and then have us go through all of the tribulations to get to be a finalist. It's awesome, because at the end of the day, I said, we really have to be the most trustworthy people that businesses have to hire. There's a lot of arguments out there for poor accounting, etc. But I can tell you, we turn businesses around. And when businesses become healthier financially, I feel that families become stronger, employees become more secure, and communities grow stronger too. And then next year, I will be on Legacy Makers, which is a television show, which will feature myself and my business. I
Oh
filmed
my
that in
goodness.
August.
That's exciting. So in August, you start filming. Will that take place here in Arizona or elsewhere?
That I'm filming out in Miami, but the Better Business Bureau Torch Awards are here at Casino del Sol. Very exciting.
Oh, that is great. And congratulations to you and your team. Well earned. And I think you hit it right on the nose. It's about trust. And here is an example that people can trust you if they haven't met you yet, if they haven't heard
Yes.
or don't know other folks who have worked with you directly. Hopefully this podcast it spreads the word on that even further. And Carolyn, I think without a doubt, that is a well-deserved recognition because it's earned.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Lydia. Congratulations, Susan. I know, speaking for Compass, we are thrilled to be able to partner with the expert accountant. You are definitely creating a legacy, helping strengthen businesses, whether they are for-profit, non-for-profit, solopreneurs, entrepreneurial, serial entrepreneurs. Thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for being a part of the ecosystem that drives our community. If you have any questions about today's guest, please check out our website at www.compassaffordablehousing.org. You can also visit the Expert Accountant online. Their link is in the narrative for our YouTube channel. And we are so grateful to have you here, Susan, and we look forward to cheering you on as you go for the Torch Award and with the Legacy Project. Congratulations again, and thank you for joining us today.
I appreciate that, Carolyn, Lydia. Always good to see you too, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much. Carolyn, thanks for all you do at Compass Affordable Housing.
Have a great afternoon. Thank you.